knows the Beatles. And ever so many of us seem to have Proustian memories, meaningful and memorable associations and experiences with them. They have been our companions throughout our lives, from youthful, joyful innocence to the darker, more complicated side of things. It's axiomatic to say that something has become the soundtrack of our lives, but in this case it rings true. For so many moments and occasions in our lives, happy or sad, at beginnings or at endings, there have been Beatles songs there for us, that spoke to us, to those moments and those feelings that put words and music to what otherwise felt unsayable. This unites us. It trumps and triumphs over our many radical, rageful, divisive differences. And yet, given the body of work of almost unimaginable quantity and quality of loved songs, few agree on what the best is, what their favorite is. And therein lies the fun. Across the universe of fans, the language of the lyrics and the emotions and feelings that infuse them speak to us. From She Loves You and I Want to Hold Your Hand to Hey Jude and Let It Be, from Yesterday to When I'm 64, from A Day in the Life to Day Tripper, from Eleanor Rigby's All the Lonely People to The Revolution You Say You Want. The list goes on and almost impossibly, blissfully on. For all of the resonance, there's also a built-in irreverence, an invention, an innovation, an introduction of new lingo, language, lyrics, which have become part of the vernacular, our collective, often unconscious repertoire, and our reservoir of phrases, emotions, concepts. Written by essayists from ages 8 to 80, the stories in this book are arranged chronologically according to the date of the song's release. By reading along that way, not only do we see the progressions and digressions, the evolution and trajectory in the work of the Beatles, but we get a glimpse into their lives, and perchance, into our own as well. New York City, September 2016. The first essay in this collection is by Roz Chast. Ms. Chast is the author of more than a dozen books for adults, including Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant?, a New York Times 2014 Best Book of the Year, 2014 National Book Award finalist, winner of the 2014 Kirkus Prize, and a winner of the National Book Critics Circle Award. Chast is also the author of numerous books for children. She is currently working with Calvin Trillin on a new book titled No Fair, No Fair, and Other Jolly Poems of Childhood. She collaborated with Daniel Menaker on The African Svelte, Ingenious Misspellings That Make Surprise Sense, from 2016. Chast grew up in Brooklyn and received a BFA from the Rhode Island School of Design. She has provided cartoons and illustrations for nearly 50 magazines and journals. In 2013, she was inducted into the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. In 2015, she was nominated for the Eisner Award and received the Reuben Award from the National Cartoon Society. She also received the Heinz Award for her body of work. She lives in Connecticut with her family and several parrots. And now, She Loves You, by Roz Chast.
She Loves You was released in the U.S. in September 1963 when I was 8, almost 9 years old. That song provided my first inkling that there was another world out there, one that didn't include my parents, my relatives, my neighbors, my teachers, or my classmates. A world of carefree and attractive young people who didn't worry about illnesses or money, and who didn't care about homework or why one was not popular. The reason they didn't think about these things was obvious. They were too busy having fun and being young. When I heard She Loves You, that exuberant singing like nothing I'd ever heard before, I became aware not only that that world existed, but also that I deeply wanted to be part of it. Before the Beatles, pop music